Hey, welcome! Today, we're going to crack the code on something that trips up so many English learners, phrasal verbs. They are literally everywhere, and if you've ever felt totally lost trying to figure them out, trust me, you are not the only one. So let's just dive right in. So what's the deal with these things? Why are they so tricky? You probably know a verb like say, put, or get, but then a native speaker adds a tiny little word like off or over, and boom, the meaning completely changes. It can be super frustrating, I get it. You know, it really can feel like there's this secret language hidden inside English, right? A code that everyone else seems to understand automatically. And you're sitting there wondering, how was I supposed to know that's what that meant? And that feeling is totally real. It is like trying to read a secret message without the key. But hey, that's exactly why we're here today. We're going to crack that code together, piece by piece, so you can start using these phrases and feel completely confident about it. Okay, first things first. Before we can break the code, we need to know what we're actually looking at. So, what exactly is a phrasal verb anyway?
So here's the key. A phrasal verb is basically a team-up. You take a normal verb and you add a little sidekick, a word like up, on, or after. But here's the magic part. When they join forces, they create a brand new meaning. And that new meaning usually has almost nothing to do with the original verb on its own.
Let's take a super simple example, the verb look. On its own, it just means to see with your eyes. Easy. But add one tiny word, after, and the meaning does a complete 180. Look after suddenly means to take care of someone. It's not about seeing at all. That huge shift is the whole secret to understanding these things. Okay, now that we know what we're dealing with, let's get practical. We're going to zoom in on 3 of the most common, most useful phrasal verbs you're going to hear all the time in everyday English. Let's master these.
All right, our first one is pick up. This one is a real champion. It's so versatile, it has a bunch of different meanings, which is awesome, but it can also be a little confusing. So let's break them all down.
So, the most obvious meaning is just to lift something up off the ground. Pretty straightforward. But you also pick someone up, like when you collect them in your car. Then it gets more interesting. It can mean to learn something new without really trying, like you just absorbed it. And of course, we use it all the time as a casual way to say you're going to buy something quick. See, context is absolutely everything with this one.
Okay, next up is a phrasal verb that I think we are all probably a little too familiar with. Let's talk about put off. This one is nice and simple. Put off just means to delay or postpone doing something. You know, to procrastinate. Whether it's homework, cleaning, making a phone call, any task you just don't want to do right now, you're putting it off. We've all been there. And for our third one today, we have get over. This one is all about recovery and moving forward. It's about overcoming something, whether that's a sickness, a sad situation, or a challenge. What's so useful about get over is that it covers so much ground. You can get over a cold, meaning you're feeling better physically. You can get over something tough emotionally, like a breakup. And you can get over a personal fear or difficult hurdle. It's all about moving past something that was holding you back. So, now you've got the meanings down. That's a huge step. But the real goal is to actually start using them so they sound natural, right? So how do we do that? Here's a really simple toolkit to get you started. Just 3 simple steps. First, start actively listening for these verbs. When you're watching a movie or listening to a song, try to catch them. You'll be surprised how often they pop up. Second, don't just memorize them. Try to build your own sentences. Make them about your life. That really helps lock it in. And honestly, the most important one, don't be afraid to make mistakes. Seriously, it's just part of learning. Everyone does it. All right, knowing this stuff is great, but the real progress happens when you put it into action. So it's your turn. I've got a little weekly challenge for you. I want you to pick just one of the verbs we talked about today. Just one. Are you going to try to use pick up in a couple of its different ways? Are you going to talk about something you've been putting off, or maybe something you're trying to get over? Just choose one and really try to use it this week. And just remember, this stuff doesn't happen overnight. Every single phrase you learn and try to use is a real step forward. Think about it. What's one conversation you can have this week where you can try out your new phrasal verb? Thanks so much for sticking with me on this one. You've got this.